Hey everybody, Christian from Treasure Town here, and today we're going to be talking about a quarter that was struck in 1970, except it is crazy because it was struck on a Canadian King George V silver quarter from decades earlier. So I'm going to be going over everything that we know about this coin. There's a lot of mystery surrounding it. There's a few theories as to how it could have come about, and I'll give a little bit more detail about the sale. But I was just like, whoa, that is one of the craziest coins that I've seen. It's now available for sale. I have nothing to do with the coin, from a me trying to sell it perspective, but it was just one of those quarters that makes you scratch your head. So I wanted to highlight it on this channel as one of the craziest error coins, especially moderns out there, and it shows you that you should be paying close attention to every coin that you get or collect, because you never know what could be lurking, or what could be one of the features that you might be missing on the coin. Let's head into the presentation. It's going to be quick. So here it is. It doesn't look extremely obvious at first, but it's definitely the sort of thing that could have escaped the mint and been a legitimate error, sort of going past it wasn't like it needed to be smuggled out. Now, in terms of how likely this is to happen, there has to have been some human intervention, because again, the King George V Canadian quarter is a coin that was produced from 1911 to 1936. So it's just so improbable there wouldn't have been one of these sitting on the mint floor. Canada mints their own coins, but here it is, and I have a photo in the next slide that we can see right here. I'm going to head back, but you can see sort of how it matches up in terms of these leaves on the reverse clearly showing on the front of the coin. Now, the other thing that would have been sort of distinguishable is that it's not a properly prepared planchet to be struck in the proof design, so it would have stood out if you had received this in your proof set. But it's crazy that this is a proof coin. It's not business strike, and you can see also the Rex et and imp a little bit on the reverse of the coin, but I think it's clearest sort of all through the front. Sold for $7,800 in 2020. Now, the coin market has taken off since then, though it was strong in 2020. My guess, if I had to value this, is that it would be at least a $10,000 coin, but the error collector world is relatively small versus the amount of people that say know about the 1909 SVDB and are ready to pay up for it in higher grades. But this one was very likely to have been either a prank by somebody outside of the mint or a mint employee having fun. One sort of hypothesis that I personally have is that the person may have just been messing around and didn't have much of a use for their 25-cent coin from Canada. Numismatically, it probably wasn't worth a huge amount of money at the time. So to create something like this is, I guess, a good use of it, and certainly has been a fun story for collectors to look after. The King George V, again, ran from 1911 to 1936, with slightly different types for the first year, but there is a similar King George VI overstrike, and I actually messed up when I said that this one is for sale. It's the King George VI that's being offered by Mike Byers, who's a well-known error dealer in the coin world. He's offering that for $35,000. Now, nobody's purchased it, so it doesn't really say too much about the value, but it's fun to know that there are some of them out there. But in terms of the interesting thing, again, here is that it would be able to get out in a proof set. So I've been talking with Travis, who's an error dealer and collector, and he always says, for a while people were wondering, can you own these crazy, especially proof errors? Well, this could have fit in a proof set and made its way out, because the planchet size, it's only a 1/6 of a gram heavier than a regular one and slightly smaller, so it would have been able to probably pass a lot of the quality control. I just find any of these numismatic oddities super interesting. Let me give you a closer look. This is a very, very rare King George V. The dot quarter is really well known. There's almost none of them out there. This sold for $80,000. But the other overstrikes that I want to bring up, and another point, is again, these overstrikes are crazy, fetch a ton of money. This was 1943 overstruck on a coin, but we were striking Cuban 1 centavo coins at the mint, and even as improbable as that is, this still happened. happened. 1992, we see a Jefferson nickel struck on a 1992 cent. I mean, that's plausible, but the crazy thing is when you have something where one coin is from anywhere from 1911 to 36, and then the actual die that gets used to put it into circulation is from 1970. You know that something crazy happened, and that's why I wanted to talk about it. There's also one I'm going to be highlighting soon, a 1970 quarter that was struck on a US coin that was much older. More info on that will come in the future, but super excited to have been able to tell you about this. Gives you a good reason to look closer at any of your proof sets. I know West Coast Varieties he's one of my friends, Spencer, deals with a lot of proof sets and mint sets, find some wild stuff in there, so you never know what you could come away with when you're looking through coins, and maybe it be something like this. Thanks for watching the video. I'd encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated. I've also got Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so you can follow me there. TreasuretownYT.com is the main channel website. Definitely give that a visit. I've got a lot of information about me up there and the channel. CoinGrabBag.com as well currently redirects there, but it's some good opportunities for very fair grab bags, both made by me and other sellers. A lot of different options, so that's a good way to support. There's also TreasuretownCoins.com. In the future, my coin dealing operation will be done out of that website. CoinMeltPrice.com for updates on the melt prices of your coins, both US and world. A lot of resources in that website. And then CoinsMetalsCards.com being developed right now as a marketplace and news source for coins, metals, cards, and collectibles in general. So I'll see you on my future videos. Looking forward to seeing you there, and hope you have a good day.